Hey guys, and welcome to my Saki Fuwa pre-release analysis video. A big disclaimer before we get into this video, a lot of the information we will be going over is subject to change, so even if I'm 90% confident that the information we have now will most likely be the final version of Saki Fuwa's kit, because considering that the previous character leaks have been very accurate, that doesn't necessarily mean that Hoto Studios can't suddenly make changes before she's released for global, so just keep that in mind. And if you're basing your decision on how strong she is, I would play it safe and wait until she gets released for global before pulling for her. This is just a quick pre-release analysis that can give us a good idea on what to expect from her when she's released. And you also have to take into account the possible bugs and mistranslations the game may have for Saki Fuwa. Alright, so Saki Fuwa. She has the defense resonance, ice element, and has attack, resistance, and HP for her stats. She also comes with a whopping 13.9 shatter and 8.0 charge. First, let's talk about her shatter. A common misconception is that weapons with a higher shatter rating does a better job for breaking shields. This should be the case, but the way weapons are rated in the game is a bit janky to say the least. A good example of this is when you compare King and Huma, where King has 12.5 shatter and Huma only has 10. So in theory, King should be better, right? But that's actually not the case in practice. So how good do I think Saki Fuwa's shatter will be? I would say that she will be on par with Huma, if not a little bit better, because she has pretty fast normal attacks and her skills hit a lot of times. But I would also say that she won't be as good as Meryl, since Meryl is just on a league of her own when it comes to bursting down shields. Saki Fuwa's shatter won't be an issue, especially if you're using her in tank builds, since you would optimally play her with Meryl. And as for her charge rating, you also don't have to worry about this being low, since you will be using other units to get your discharge skills. You're looking at characters like Kokuritter, Zero, and Tsubasa. But I recommend you prioritize the Frost units because they have better synergy with Saki Fuwa's Frost Resonance. Just like every limited time character, Saki Fuwa also has Elemental Resonance, giving you 15% more Frost attack and 25% Frost resistance. Do keep in mind that if you are using her with another character that also has Frost Resonance, for example Frigg, this passive will not stack. Moving on to her normal attacks. Saki Fuwa is a dual blade user and her attacks are actually quite fast. It's almost the same as Crow's attack speed, so this will really help her break shields faster. The Fortitude and Balanced Resonance will further improve her shield breaking capability, making her a really good option as a shatter unit. Before we get into the quick overview of her skills, it's important to go over the crucial part of her kit, and that is her special passive. She can basically switch between two styles depending on which weapon resonance you have. You will switch to her Calm style whenever you have the Fortitude Resonance active, and you will switch to her Surging Heart style whenever you have any of the other resonances, so the Attack Resonance, Balance, and Benediction. And your skill also changes depending on which style you have. If you have her Surging Heart style active, using her Hold Attack or Discharge skill unleashes a surge, dealing 30% of frost attack as AoE damage, and at the same time, healing yourself by 57% of the damage. This passive skill has a cooldown of 10 seconds. And for her Surging Heart style normal skill, the damage went from 927.7% in CN down to 445.3% for global. So that's more than a 50% damage nerf for just this skill alone. Her Calm style passive also got nerfed. It went from a 450% counter attack down to 225, so exactly half. And for her Calm style normal skill, this will let you absorb damage equal to 60% of your max HP and deal damage equal to 408% of your frost attack plus 50% of the damage absorbed. So knowing all of this, how does this all look after all the nerfs she got for global? It can be quite hard to tell just by looking at the damage values and not being able to properly test it as of now. But the obvious thing is that she won't be dealing insane damage like her CN counterpart, but we should be used to it by now because this will be a recurring trend for many future characters to come. Regardless, I can see her being one of the best choices for free-to-play players since Frost is currently and will be the best element, especially if you factor in characters like Alice. Literally every single Frost character in the game will work well with Saki Fuwa. You have Kokuritter for healing, Meryl for more shatter and to give you the Fortitude Resonance, and Tsubasa or Frigg for DPS if you want to run a balanced resonance team. Another advantage Saki Fuwa has is that you don't necessarily have to go deep into her banner to get her advancements. She is perfectly fine at A0 and she is amazing at A1. So if you are hesitating on whether to pull for multiple copies of Saki Fuwa, I would say that it's up to you as long as you're spending your money responsibly, and just know that she is already very strong even at low advancements. So what about tanking? Needless to say, Saki Fuwa is definitely a must-have if you are really dedicated to being a tank. She is the only new tank unit we have, at least for the foreseeable future, so getting her is a must if you don't want to get bored from using the same 3 tank units we currently have in the game. Overall, the same old story goes with Saki Fuwa. Just like the other limited time banner characters, she is also getting nerfed big time for global, but that doesn't necessarily make her a bad unit. She still has the same functionalities as her CN version, and I think she got more nerfs compared to the other characters because they want her to reflect more of her specified role, which is a tank or a defense type unit. So yeah, that's about everything I wanted to talk about in this video. I will probably be making a video comparing her damage values to the current units we have now, or even a possible tier list to show you how I think Saki Fuwa performs compared to the other characters we have now. So definitely make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of that. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.